Was I too hard on Junior? Maybe I was looking back on it. Will I take blame for what happened? As a man, I have to say no. But after some much needed therapy, I will say I am partially to blame. See, my mama didn't have a tight grip on me when I was growing up like I thought was right for Junior. Because I thought my mama not being too strict led me down the path I took, which wasn't a bad one. I just wasted a lot of time. I thought having a tight structure like the Army taught me and the discipline would lead Junior down the right path and everything would be wonderful, but I was wrong. I wish I could go back and change everything for him. It was the summer after his senior year. Everyone was on a high because Junior had been drafted and he was at a crossroads on what he wanted to do. I called up Deion, who had been recruiting Junior for a while, and let him know what was going on. Deion gave Junior a call, and right then and there, Junior made up his mind to go to Boulder for college. Colorado didn't have the greatest baseball team, but all that meant was Junior was going to stand out even more. Unfortunately, there isn't much for Junior to do in Boulder. And he was finally free, most importantly. My heart was broken one night. I got a call from Boulder police saying they pulled over a drunk driver who said, "Call my daddy. Everything will be okay. Just call my daddy." I couldn't believe it, but Junior was pulled over for driving under the influence, drinking underage, and he was going to be placed under arrest for the night. I caught an immediate flight over to go check on my baby, and when they told me his blood alcohol level, I was devastated. I don't have to tell you all what could have happened if the cops didn't stop Junior. All I could do was get him on a flight and get him back home.
Bruh, I was just having some fun with a group of guys from the baseball team. That's it. I wasn't trying to kill anyone, anything like that. I was just trying to have some fun.
And as you can see, Junior had a lot of growing up to do. And of course it gets worse from there because media outlets got a hold of the story and things went from bad to worse. Deion called and let me know that he would have to take Junior's scholarship, and if he wanted to come back, it would have to be next year after he's done rehabilitation, community service, all that. And I definitely agree with him. Junior wasn't ready to be on his own right now. Keeping him on a short leash, I never really taught him how to be social and make his own decisions. And that's why I said earlier, I am partially to blame for all of this happening. It's funny, as a parent, you do all you can, all you think that's right for your kids, to not turn out like you, but they end up right in the same spot. And now, I have to make sure that my baby doesn't get blacklisted from sports, period, and make sure he's put in a position to succeed no matter what. I did have one more string that I could pull to ensure Junior wouldn't have to sit out a year and get back to business, and this was my last resort, but I knew it would work. I had to call the one family I knew had power to make something shake for my boy, and y'all all know them all too well. Needless to say, it worked.
I'm not sure how my pops pulled it off, but I would be attending UCLA, and my pops and the staff at UCLA told me that I was going to have to sit down and grow up for a couple of years. And because I was close to home my first 2 years, I was under probation due to the seriousness of my case. I also would be heavily involved in the community, hosting food drives, giving back to the homeless, pretty much getting my notoriety back in good graces. And I did just that. I grew up. In my third year at UCLA, they put me back on scholarship, and I made sure that this opportunity didn't slip past me. I had to complete my redemption. The beginning of my junior year at UCLA, I had become that guy again, on and off the field. There were some who still brought up my past events in my life, but that was something I just had to deal with. But it wasn't all bad. I just had to take this on the chin like a man. Like I said, I had grown up, and I'm about to be 21 soon, and this was a make or break for me. I couldn't let my mistakes from the past define me. First game as a junior, and we open up the season against San Diego State, who's up by 3 points, and I'm hitting harder than ever right now. Not only that, while I've been flying under the radar, my speed has become one of the best in college football, and you can see it on display as I get under the ball for the pick to stop the touchdown. I try to run it back, but that was clearly a bad idea. But peep my speed right now. I'm in on punt return, and my blockers are making a wall for me to run down the sideline, and no one can keep up even if they wanted to. And this is the way I'm starting off the season. I've had some moments in my freshman and sophomore season, but this season I'm all in, and it's showing already. Third quarter, we're up 18, and the QB thought he saw something in the defense, And he did. It was me. Threw the ball straight to me. And like I told y'all, I got something to prove. Jets are turned on as I walk into the end zone. First pick six of the season, and I wanted more. It's the fourth quarter and the coach is letting us play even though it's a blowout. And watch how I close out on the receiver when I notice the QB is targeting him. Jump that route for another interception in this game, and UCLA is looking like a #1 contender. It's 31-45. Coach put in the second string for a bit, but State wanted to make this game look better than it was. I'm icing the game with a late game interception, getting the guys back on the sideline and back in the locker room as we dominate the season opener 31-45. It was a great day on the field. 4 interceptions resulting in 1 pick six and a tutty on a punt return. Now, this gave me my first Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week award and my first National Player of the Week award, with many more that would come the weeks following. I was the big dog on campus again. Finally able to come out of the shell of shame and walk around with my head high for a change. But as the season went on, the mission stayed the same, but got increasingly more difficult. We started to win every game against some great competition too. I'm talking about ESPN Classics, the straight dog walking teams that took us for granted. We ended up finishing the season undefeated, which is why I said the mission was getting more challenging, because as the #1 team in the nation, we had to make sure that we kept that image. Pretty much my life story right now. Big Ten Conference Championship game against Illinois, and to be fair, we did not come into this game believing they had a chance. I honestly just took this as a formality to get the chance to win it all. And again, being the #1 team in the nation, we had a target on our backs, and every team wanted to be the ones to take us down. And being on defense meant we had to be the ones to let them know it really wasn't sweet on that side of the ball. Not only on defense, but every aspect of the game. We only gave up 3 points, and I get another shot to do something spectacular off the punt. I get it at the 23. I make a move to get into some open space, and it's a foot race. And you know them goofies are not catching me. They just don't have the talent to keep up with me. That's a tutty, putting us up 11 points before halftime, and I could smell the blood in the water. But that was pretty much my only highlight that game. The rest of the game was just hard-nosed defense from all the guys, and we win that game convincingly. 7 total tackles from me, and the guys are all smiles heading into the biggest fight of our lives. I had a pretty solid season, and that was a great way to end it going into the championship games. I did end up winning best defensive back and best special teams returner. My pops was proud of me. It seemed as if the hating and the reminders calmed down, and for a moment it felt as if everything was back to normal. Not only that, but we made it all the way through to the national championship game, where we would be facing off against my pop's alma mater.
Listen, as y'all know, I did some major work at Georgia. I broke records that hadn't been broken in centuries, and although this is my alma mater, the people over at Georgia are assholes. That's why I didn't send my baby down there. But I'm rooting for him. It's going to be a tough game, but I had to let him know I'm in his corner, win, lose, or draw.
Pops had been hammering it in my head that this Georgia team was no slouch. And although we were the #1 team in the nation, I shouldn't allow those numbers to get in my head. This game could go either way if the team and I didn't lock in and take full advantage of the situation at hand. I knew I was ready, but I couldn't control how the team was going to play. Something I learned while I was sitting down was I can only control what I do. I'm responsible for me and my efforts, no one else. Which is why when the game was deadlocked late in the first quarter, I knew I needed to make a move. QB tried to throw a quick one on a streak, but I'm going up to grab that. These Georgia boys are a lot faster than the guys we played previously, and I get tackled right before I turn it into a pick six. I should have dove in for that tutty. The guys on offense would score, but unfortunately on 3rd and inches, we would give up the score right back. The offense would throw a pick six, and now we're down a score. Right here, I wish I could have caught this pass, because the very next play we give up the tutty in the back of the end zone, putting us down 2 scores heading into the locker room. But coming back out for the second half, none of us were ready to give up. Down 4 points in the fourth, and we got them to a 3rd and 20. I'm climbing upstairs to get a pick. I try to put the offense in a position to put up 7, breaking a tackle, but I get forced out of bounds. Nevertheless, we were cooking. 21-19, I get a big stop on 3rd down as Georgia is trying to run out the clock. They missed that field goal somehow, and this is where things go left. The offense is trying to make a push downfield, but the QB throws into damn near triple coverage. The ball is picked off, and to make matters worse, is a pick six. And that was our national championship dreams. I'm not sure what happened to the offense, but they just couldn't score no matter how many opportunities they had. Was I upset? Of course I was. But from all that I've learned these past 3 years, I know that I can only control what I can control. And this was a great send-off for me. 7 tackles, 2 picks. I feel great about my performance. You smell that in the air? Yeah, it's baseball season, and I have the reputation of Mr. Home Run on the team. And we've had a great season, so much so that we're in the fight to become national champions. And this is the first time since I've been here that we've gotten this close. And after that football season ended, I know I needed this one. First round is against TCU, a team that really recruited me heavily even after my mishap my freshman year, but I thought it would be best to stay close to home. But even though they were very kind to me, I had to make sure they didn't make it through to the next round. But at the top of the second inning, we were already up 5-0, and this was my second at bat. I take that second pitch and knock one to the wall for an RBI double, keeping our momentum going. It's 6-3, and I got my guy on second. The first pitch is a fastball, and I'm on it. Mr. Home Run is what I told y'all they called me, and you see why. These past 2 years, being locked into the gym, perfecting my game has really done a lot for me. Almost like a blessing in disguise.
This is one of those moments they'll talk about for years with his teammates.
Yeah, Boog, that's some high-end Egypt stage. This is his last run, doing everything he can.
Awesome.
And in that outfield, I was cooking as well, showcasing my athleticism. I'm tracking down the ball that looked like it was going to be crushed. I'm diving for the pick. I'm diving for the catch with this game being close. But it's 8-8 at the top of the 7th. Nobody on, no outs. I'm looking to get on base and not sell the team. Hitting one back to the wall again for another double, and the game is coming to me easy at the moment. Another defensive play that can't go unnoticed. We're only up 1 run, and giving up a big hit here will only make things worse for us. All I hear is the ball get smacked, and that metal bat sounds so good, but I had to lock in. Tracking the ball down, and just like I do in football, I take that leap and I feel the ball connect with my glove as I come crashing down to the ground. But I'm right back up like a G. If that doesn't motivate the guys, I don't know what will. And after some more back and forth, we walk away with a win 13-14, barely making it to the next round, but we can't worry about that. Next round against South Carolina, I got a man on 2 outs and I'm already 0 for 1. Fastball comes across the plate and you know I'm sending that one, or at least I tried. It was far enough for an infield double that puts us in scoring position. Fast forward to the bottom of the 8th, and we're down 3 runs. Coach has a man on first, and I have no other choice but to put the ball in the gap, make sure I get us in scoring position again to somehow make this a game. Sitting right down the middle, and now we got guys on first and third. But this moment is where I failed before in high school. And for years, I've been thinking about that moment, and if given the opportunity, I would do what I did just now. And that's absolutely crush the ball for a walk-off home run to give us a win that mattered just as much as this one did. I miss having my pops on third base to celebrate with, but it is what it is. Y'all have to forgive me, man. I'm feeling a little bit emotional right now. Man, to think where I came from to now doing something like this and I'm getting love for it feels amazing. But I know the journey isn't over just yet. Semifinals against the Longhorns, and my first at bat was a simple one to say the least. Easy single to load up the bases with 1 out is the game plan for now, and I'm locked in. We would score off those plays as coach planned, and here I am, first showing on defense, and I'm ready to make a play. Bro crushed one, and it's a big play if I don't grab it. Thank God for sunglasses as I find the ball, make the dive, and it's another crazy catch for me when it mattered the most and my team was depending on me. I told y'all I was really the man on campus. Not only that, but I'm Mr. Home Run, and don't forget it, because my last 2 at-bats were trash. I'm down 0-1 in the count, but this fastball is just too right, and I send the ball flying. Everybody saw where that ball was headed, and it was a big grand slam to put us up even more than we were already up by. Texas couldn't do anything but hang their heads with this one, but this game was far from over, unfortunately.
He's on top of the we know what is.
Absolutely. A swing he will never forget.
Now look, the game is tied, and it's the top of extra innings. A man on base with no outs means trouble. I don't think they understand, but when I say that fastball come my way, it's a wrap, it's a wrap. And sure enough, the ball did fly for me. No home run, but it was deep enough to left field for the go-ahead RBI. put us up by 1 run. Our defense was locked in and got them boys out of here for the 1-run win, and we advanced to the finals. Tough win today, and we can't have a game like this again where we give up so many runs late in the game and we have to rally back. We need a definitive win in the finals, so there's no questions. Finals game against none other than LSU. I don't have to say that this is a big game for me. Coming from football, I've already been in situations like this where the team is highly ranked and we come in and shit the bed. I'm not trying to have a repeat. Remember, the goal was for me to win championships at every level, and unfortunately for me, when put in those situations, I never won both, and I'm still looking for that opportunity. Starting my day in the outfield, line drive comes through, and I'm not sure what Goofy was thinking going for 2, but I'm throwing him out at second. Easy out for the guys.
Out, trying for 2.
Gotta love the hustle.
No points on the board for either teams. We've been struggling, but the bottom of the 5th, that 95-mile-per-hour fastball comes my way, and I try my best to destroy it. I'm just watching the outfielder to see his response. He goes for the jump, but misses the steal, and that's a solo home run to give us the lead late in this game. Just what we needed at the moment.
It's like a parade out there singing.
Yeah, and you can tell he's loving every second, Boog. This is the college baseball championship. Moments like this are what players dream about.
Yeah, real.
2 innings later, we're up 1 run, man on, no outs. I'm up 3-2 in the count. Fastball that I hit right over the third baseman's head, getting the base hit for the RBI, putting us up 2 runs, and that was my college baseball career. We go on to win it all, and like I said before, it's bittersweet winning a championship in one sport and not in the other. Sometimes I wish my pops would have let me be a QB like him, bruh. I bet we would have won a college championship in football too. But I'm living in the moment with my guys on the diamond as we bring 1 home for UCLA. And now my name will be written down in the books of one of the greatest UCLA players to ever do it. And that's still a big deal. And just like my pops did in Georgia, at UCLA, I was breaking records, winning awards, and I'm technically older than most. As far as football, not really. I stayed 1 extra year than most would. Baseball, I'm a couple of years late, but it is what it is. Needless to say, I'm entering the NFL draft this next season and the MLB draft. I'm not sure where I'll be drafted, but Pops said he got something up his sleeve. So I'm interested to see what that's all about. But I guess we will see in the next episode. See y'all then.